All right, when the fireball's gone, that's when it's time to get it on. We got MDK versus Onyx Sonata, and it looks like it's going to be a Frostborn versus Toxicologist kind of fight. Closes the gap very instantly as the Vanishing Mist from Onyx Sonata will do that deed. Done dirt cheap very, very nicely. Nice little Frost Lance coming out a couple of times from MDK, trying to use that patience, trying to line up that shot, knowing how big, much damage that can do if she can make it happen. But so far, no good. Managed to be able to get out of that shot for most of the time, but that one hit, and it looks like Onyx Sonata might have taken a lot more damage there than she wanted to. Now slap after slap connects as Onyx does go lower and lower. Both players using that flash freeze at the last second. The Frostborn has the advantage with the Tundra instead of a flash freeze. Now the Shadow Step coming out from nowhere as Onyx Sonata drops down on top of MDK and connects with a gigantic shotgun of Toxic Sludge. And then right after that, MDK is just right there in close range, nowhere to go. And it looks like Onyx Sonata will connect with that last Toxic Slap to take the dub. What a fight there. That Shadow Step when she kind of just appeared beside MDK and nobody expected it, that's what changed the whole vibe of the battle, and that's what's important whenever you're a Toxicologist, being able to make that happen and open that door for yourself. We see MDK, or at least the Fate Weaver, jumping on in to fight against our Conduit user here, Crashy coming on in with some big damage of the Lightning Bolt. Now we hear Chronomancer running in the background. That's got to be our boy A Enlighten. Now an S-Dash will be used from Crashy to close the gap, followed up by some big fireballs and a Lightning Sorcery, and this Fate Weaver skin is very low. It has to be less than 20 HP here, and Crashy is moving on in for that nice little finish onto this player here. Lightning Bolt coming out as he does manage to dodge a flash or a Frost Lance, I'm sorry, but now Crashy gets caught in his own storm and into a frozen situation, but Crashy does manage to take out a fireball at the last second, and Bare Hands falls. Oh my god, that was a roller coaster of emotion, man. It's where the fight happens, but won't be a great spot for this. There's a lot of great spots, to be honest. This area right here is pretty awesome, to be honest. All right, we see Enlighten moving on in, fighting a gamer here. We see that Chronomancer being used again, and this will be Enlighten versus Heck and Soul. Enlighten moving on in and doing tons of damage with that Toxic Slap, and then just rewinding all of the damage and armor that he has taken from his opponent. Now jumps on in really close range, trying to rely on that Toxic Gauntlet yet again, really using that big shotgun damage as much as possible. But it looks like Heck and Soul has managed to put out quite a bit of damage as well. Unfortunately, though, for Heck and Soul, Enlighten just keeps on erasing it over and over. He just pushes the W key, keeps running at him, and pushes that Chronomancer every so often. And you know what? Eventually, it's going to work. It's going to be Enlighten coming through with an Exile onto Heck and Soul. Stony Baker versus Burna, I believe. See the fight starting off right early as our Pyromancer, aka the Stony Baker, does use that aggressiveness to close the gap and get right in the face of his opponent. But it looks like he's not been able to perform very well in terms of putting out the damage. Instead, performing great in terms of taking damage. Shockwaves and boulders and fireballs connect. Oh my! But it looks like he will be able to trade at least one fireball out eventually onto this player, followed up by a DF, and that might be exactly the damage that he needed to be able to close the gap on their health. Now we see that nice little beautiful S-Dash to try to get that better position onto Stony Baker, but Burna is in a really difficult situation right here, and Burna will fall. Insane aim, beautiful aim, and situational awareness from Stony Baker as he connects with that shockwave and the fireballs and turned that fight around and changed it into his favor, and really looked like it was not going well for him, but he managed to secure that dub and take the victor against Burna. Wow. All right, Crashy coming in. It looks like the fight has started instantly against this Protege outfit. I'm not sure exactly who this is, but it looks like Crashy's going on in for the big action. Nice little lightning bolt connects onto the Protege into a dash to close the gap, and now it looks like Crashy's going to be able to use this wall here to jump up and do some damage with that lightning bolt whenever he needs to. But the Protege says, hey man, get back over here, I want to fight with you. Jumps over the wall and pushes on in, and now some boulders and some fireballs coming on through as lightning bolts do pepper this opponent little by little, dwindling down that armor and health. Now Spring Step closes the gap, and he does get tagged by the lightning storm yet again as the Protege has pretty much been worked. It looks like Crashy is just using this, winning this fight so far just strictly by, being positionally better. But I spoke a little bit too soon, as Scott Don must have connected a little bit more than I realized, as the shockwave does come through at the last second and actually secures the dub. All right, and we got a fight going on right from the get-go. We see MDK versus Coach PK, and MDK will try out that Frost Lance like always, but the firewall comes down and she instantly gets blocked. Coach PK now trying to close the gap on this nice little blind faith. Throws out that flash freeze in the mid-air. I don't think it was the best place to use it, but it was a Tundra. I'm sorry, because that's going to be Frostborn versus Frostborn. Both players using that Tundra to keep themselves nice and safe, and now Toxic Cloud from MDK will give herself a nice big structure to kind of rotate around and get a better position. Now up into the sky, she does use that Frostborn to kind of hover a little bit longer than you'd be able to normally, but does get kind of engulfed with DF flames as she gets a little bit too close for comfort. Toxic and Fire will do the dirty deed, and now MDK is really on the ropes here. Hops up in the air and tries to get a Frost Lance to land, but can't make it happen, but will be taking quite a bit of damage from Fireball and Toxic Slaps. Jump on down to find MDK, connect with the Frost Lance, and what the heck is happening, dude?